Hi, I'm LP Master 6, and welcome to my 91st Let's Play. It stars Kirby, and we're going to do that thing where we build up to the title of the game as if you didn't see it in the video title. It's Kirby's Block Ball, starring Kirby, who is really angry and flexing his muscles for some reason. He doesn't do that ever in Japan on the box art or the title screen, even though he always does in the West. They just thought it wasn't marketable. Still think that too. For Kirby to be all cute like he is in Japan. But Kirby's like never angry in the game. So why? That's false advertising. It's a disgusting marketing tactic if you ask me. Like it just propagates the whole masculinity and anger is cool and that's what video games are all about, beating people up. But that's not how Kirby is. Also, the Japanese version doesn't have demos like right here. So this is Kirby's Block Ball. It is a Breakout clone, and a really good one if you ask me, or all of the critics that reviewed this game publicly on the internet, except for like a couple, who said the game was dreadfully boring. Actually, I think it was boring as hell is the quote from one of the critics, but either way, most people seem to really enjoy this game, myself included. Maybe not as much as most critics. They put it in like a top Game Boy games of all time, but I don't like it that much. We're going to go ahead and erase this audio test file here. And it's as simple as that. Now let's get started. So there are 10 stages around this center ring here, and we must do them in order, as you would expect from a video game. Now this is showing us the Switch Star, I think it's called, that Kirby just grabbed, and these are through blocks that don't make us ricochet, and they are available for a limited time and give us bonus points. The purpose of the game is to beat a boss in each stage and try to make it to King Dedede, who has stolen the 5 sparkling stars, which I believe is the same plot as Kirby's Dream Land 1. And that's pretty much it. But to get to stage 11 with King Dedede in it, we have to beat a certain borderline score, as they're called, in each stage, which I will be completely honest with you, am completely confident I cannot do. I'm not good at this game. I've gotten the borderline score after hours of practice on stage 1, and that is it, I believe. Well, as you can see, the ball is, according to the manual, not Kirby until we press the A button with timing down here. As you can see, I will demonstrate. See, I'm not pressing a button. Oops, I didn't time that right. Now okay, well, still didn't time that right. Now I am pressing a button to turn it into Kirby. Now, the official name of the blue blocks up there is white blocks. Because, you know, that's how they look on the actual Game Boy. At least in the grayscale. Yeah, if they're white blocks, the Game Boy's green and black. Why would they name them white blocks? Oh, whatever. I'm pretty sure revisions of the hardware were out by this point that were actually grayscale. Because I think most revisions of the Game Boy hardware were grayscale. Either way, that's all we have to... Alright, so my problem with most Breakout clones, which is what the genre is called. So what is the genre of the actual game Breakout? Is you get locked into this rhythm here, where you're just slowly making your way across the screen, and it feels like it's impossible to break that rhythm. Like you have to just time something perfectly to not hit the screen diagonally over and over. Like in this instance, we're not going to get anywhere. So I apologize in advance. The gameplay is not going to be very skilled. In this entire playthrough. Whew, but let's get into some juicy gossip. This game on the title screen is copyright HAL Laboratory and Nintendo, which is what you'd expect from a Kirby game. But HAL Laboratory, though credited as a developer, technically did not do the bulk of the work developing this game. Oh, also the apple cake and invincibility candy dropped by the enemies upon their defeat is just, like, for points. It doesn't do anything. And I don't even think you have to beat the enemies to beat the stage. You just have to destroy the blocks. We'll get that warp. Oh god, it goes away. Oh, this leads to a mini-game. I believe there's one of these in each stage. But we get to choose our mini-game from Up Cloud, Air Hockey, Star Catcher, and Up Down? Oh, okay. Yeah, Up Down and Up Cloud are different things. Let's go to Up Cloud since I went to it first. I think you can see the goal, and I think that the title of the game gives it away if the name and visuals here don't already. Alright, so hitting them from above won't actually do anything. And you can't activate... Oh, God, put the official name on screen from the manual of the Kirby Super Bounce or whatever when you press the A button. But, as I was trying to say, HAL Laboratory, all they did was when Nintendo R&D 1 developed the game, they provided feedback that said this game sucks about 6 months into development. And they were like, this doesn't feel like a Kirby game at all, and it feels generic. So they gave explicit instructions on how Kirby should move and advice on how to make it more of a Kirby game, akin to, you know, the spin-offs we've already seen. Except for Kirby's Avalanche, which doesn't feel like a Kirby game at all. I'm shocked HAL Laboratory approved that game. But, you know, this feels just like Kirby's Pinball Land and Kirby's Dream Course. And in every Kirby spin-off game except Kirby's Avalanche now, like, Kirby's just the ball. Originally, Kirby was supposed to be implemented into the paddle somehow, but that didn't make any sense. And they finally realized, after months of development, that he should be the ball. I don't understand why they didn't think of that instantly, but whatever. I'm just going for the 2-up here. I'll take the 1-up. Oh, wow, the sunrise looks beautiful right now. It's actually 7 a.m. I've been up since 5. It's October 29th, 2022. I haven't recorded in over 2 weeks. But I need to stop getting distracted. These are called gray blocks. Of course, they're yellow on our Game Boy Player screen. But that's fine. I love the color yellow, and I think blue is... See, the blue, pink, and yellow it's such a nice theme for Kirby. And I assume that's why all the Kirby games have it on the original Game Boy. See, I said I didn't need to get distracted, but then I got distracted. But that's not all to the development story. Gunpei Yokoi and Shigeru Miyamoto, who doesn't normally work with R&D 1, are credited as producers, and Tosei is believed to have helped develop the game, though they go uncredited as usual. So there's 3 development teams, and it took over a year for this game to come out. So these blocks, we've seen a few invisible ones, I believe, at this point, are called spinning blocks. They break into smaller blocks. And these are the through blocks that I was talking about earlier. Oh my god. Oh, no. Get back over there. Thank you. Oh my god. That's the first time I've gotten that in forever. Ooh, that feels so good. So I'm going to go ahead and check my notes. Oh yeah, according to Wikipedia, to clear up this whole development thing, here's a quote. Kirby's Block Ball was and Nintendo R&D 1. Here's some more fun facts about the game. First off, these are the... Oh god, Star Blocks? I think they're just called Star Blocks. And I believe these in the middle, yes, those are called Power Blocks. They can only be destroyed, and as you saw, they were really shiny, which is cool. Cool graphical thingy. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want you yet. Ah. Well, we got all but one of these star blocks. Those don't actually give you points or anything. They do this. In the boss battle of each stage, they cover up the spikes. You can actually move up and down to move these, and left to right to move the regular bumper. I didn't know he moved until... I thought he didn't move until after you moved. Because he stands still for a while. We just wasted it. But if you touch the star block, it will reveal a spike. So you don't want to touch it again. Or touch that spot again, obviously, because there's a spike there. Did we beat him? Did we beat, I think, Big Cappy? Oof. Yeah, well, we didn't. Sorry, I got distracted by the actual fight. That my fake buildup of excitement. I couldn't do that. I couldn't be a phony streamer who fake reacts to a bunch of stuff. Sorry, this is not a place for that sort of commentary. That outdated, like, I only like authentic content. Am I really getting distracted and not being able to talk by the first boss in the game? He's really not that hard. In my experience, the bosses in this game aren't very hard. But I'm sure they'll get there, because this is a Kirby game. I'm excited to find out what our score is. We actually hit the borderline score! It's thanks to that perfect bonus from the Switch Star. That feels so good. You have no idea. I tried like 7 times in a row yesterday. We get this nice little cutscene with a bouncy tie, a broom hatter, and a Waddle Dee with a horn. And whatever that thing that gives you spark is called, because I can never remember. Ooh, you got a high score! In Japan, it says, you made high score! Which I think is kind of funny. Liz is actually the name of the person who sold me, presumably, maybe that was somebody who owned the cartridge at one time. I bought this on eBay a good number of months ago in preparation for this Let's Play. I'd never actually played or seen it before then. Which, like most Kirby spin-offs, which is really weird. Like, you would think I bought more Kirby games as a kid, right? But I guess not. They're teaching us this now? I guess that makes sense if you didn't read the manual or think to press A or anything, because in most Breakout games you can't do stuff like that. But see, I'm not bored yet. So it's not... You can tell it's better than a regular Breakout clone. Because I would be bored because we've already done Alleyway on the channel, which is a nice standard Breakout clone, though it is a subpar effort on Nintendo's part. But I guess the reason I didn't buy that many Kirby games as a kid is I thought Kirby looked a little generic, and I think that might actually be because of the Western marketing for Kirby. Like, he just looks like every other character because he looks angry. And I get, you know, a lot of people were into that, but I would have been like, oh, who's this guy? Because, I mean, I still fucking bought Hamtaro games all the time. I loved Hamtaro games. He didn't look angry, he looked cute. I didn't like it because it looked cute, but that sure is far more appealing than the oversaturated market of action games in the 2000s and 90s. So I feel like they could have done some good all these years. I feel like Kirby could have been an even bigger hit than it was in America. Like, the first game sold extremely well with girls, and Kirby didn't look angry on the box there at all. But subsequent games didn't sell that well in America comparatively. And you have to wonder if the marketing tactic was in part why. But I'm no marketing expert. Even though that was going to be my focus in high school. And I made it my focus area. And then the next semester it was gone. They didn't have any more marketing classes. So they put me in business communications instead. Which was just like a business overview, even though I had already taken 1 or 2 marketing classes. Oh well, that's neither here nor there. I got a psychology degree, so it didn't matter. And then I don't use my psychology degree. Remember, I am a delivery driver. Oh, I gotta document this story. So I was in work 2 days ago. In work? I don't even have an office place. I don't have a place where I normally do work except the car. I was in Wendy's. And I was picking up an order, and I said it was an Uber Eats, and this guy in a cowboy hat and huge gauges is standing next to me. Other than that, he's just wearing like a t-shirt and something. Not cowboy boots or anything. He's not committing to his aesthetic. He says, "You do good on that Uber Eats." I say, because I don't want people to know I'm actually doing quite well with Uber Eats. But because I don't want them to try it if they're not already. I like to discourage other people from doing this job, and I know that's mean, and I maybe shouldn't do that, but the reason I don't get as much business as I used to is entirely because I told people what a great job this was. We were 1 block away. No borderline score for us. But I've made my peace with that. I might try to emulate and do the final boss, because I really want to do the final boss, you know? So that's a decent thing to do, you know, when you're trying to complete a game. I mean, according to speedrun.com, you've still beaten the game, even if you don't get to stage 11, but we'll see how I feel. Oh, these are pinball blocks, not bumpers, pinball blocks. And they cannot be defeated, but they always give you 20 points. Now, let's go to a really cool idea for a sub-game, as they're called in Kirby. Air hockey. This is awesome. So it's Kirby versus a UFO. And, you know, you can still do the power hit. Because, you know, it's air hockey. That's what you do in air hockey. But watch out, this guy's tricky. I mean, I'm actually pretty decent at air hockey in real life, or at least I used to be as a kid. I got an air hockey table when I was 9. Yeah, I think when I was 9, I got an air hockey table. It took up the majority of my room, and I didn't get rid of it until I moved out. And then, my parents made me take it. We put it in the garage when we lived with, you know, our old roommates. And then we moved out of that house, and the guy whose family owns the house, we're not friends with him anymore. So that air hockey table's gone from my life, but I've accepted that. I would never play it. Although my kids would have probably loved it. But I don't even have kids yet. We won't be having kids for like 5 years at least. So I've never actually won the air hockey. Those are the only 2 bonus games I've tried. I just play Up Cloud and air hockey. I'm sorry, I've gone on so many different tangents. What were we talking about the game? Oh, I was telling the story of that guy. Like, you do good on the Uber Eats, and I said, you know, you don't get that many orders, and when you do, they're like $5, you know. And he's like, yeah, I do pretty good on the DoorDash. I love how Southern people always put "the" in front of everything. So internally, I'm laughing. Not necessarily at him, just at the dialect. And then he says, yeah, I get about $25 to $30 an hour. And I was like, what? I said, you get $30 an hour with just DoorDash. He said, yeah, on occasion 35. Then, and in my experience, this is bogus. Okay, nobody gets $35 an hour, right? Unless he doesn't work that often, and he only works like peak hours, and he knows what exact hours to work. Because there's no way he's making a full-time living $35 an hour, like from DoorDash. That's not possible. I refuse to believe it. And he says, well, yeah, it helps I got that 5-star rating. Just keep that rating high. It's not hard. I said, yeah, I got a 4.97. He said, oh, 4.97. You must have done something pretty fucking bad to get that. And I said, oh, yeah. He said, oh, I'm just kidding. But seriously, it's not that hard. And I was like, what? Who talks to another person this way? Who brags about their job like that? In public, to somebody else doing the same job. Like, I do well You know, $20 an hour is pretty good. Like, where we live, that is golden. Because, like, traffic's not that bad. I don't live in a hugely urban area by any means. Like, the town I work in is suburbs, pretty much. And I work in even smaller, like, backwater towns. The town I live right next to actually has Uber Eats. It's technically where I live. It's my address. Sorry if you hear the cat scratching on my door. They really want food. They think whatever time I get up means they get food. But that is not the case at all. Also, I haven't shown this, but with the Kirby Power Bounce, or whatever the official name is, if you hit spikes, as long as you're Kirby and not just the ball, you won't take damage. Oh, God. Oh, put this guy's name on screen. Is it just Big Squishy? He looks angry. He looks pretty pissed. Oh, come on. Dude! 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 Cracking myself up just because I'm stupid. Nobody wants to hear that. Oh. Well, I guess that's all the juicy facts I have about the game. Oh, wait, here's some more juicy facts. There are unused sprites of Pingu in the game. Not Pingu. That's my wife's stuffed penguin. Pingy. Pingy the penguin in the game. They go completely unused, and they don't exactly work. And more notoriously, there are unused sprites of Waddle Doo, who goes unused in the game, and sprites of when he's defeated, where his eyeball pops out of his head, which is kind of terrifying if you ask me. According to thecuttingroomfloor.net, Waddle Doo and Pingy are in the manual, though that's the only source I could find for Pingy being in the manual, and I didn't actually want to check. And one last fun fact about the game for now. The Super Game Boy border is really ugly. The art of Rocky on that is so ugly. Rocky, the enemy who gives you stone. But that's just my opinion. And that's a good 20-minute video, so I will see you guys next time for Stage 3 of Kirby's Block Ball. I love you.